Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Lindsay and today I'll be going over my top 5 higher end eyeshadow palettes. So please like and subscribe and let's go. So my first eyeshadow palette is, a lot of people would say it was boring, but I say it's a necessity. It's something that I go to pretty regularly for any of my eyeshadow looks. It kind of fills a void that I find each eyeshadow palette that I own has. And it is the Viseart matte eyeshadow palette. It has everything you need. Everything. You can do a whole look with this palette, or you can use this with your other palettes. It's one of those that's just go to, it's easy. It works so well, so great. I don't understand how they do it, but all the colors are extremely pigmented, but extremely easy to blend. They're magic. I love it. So of course your top rows, your nice kind of transition shades. And of course the all coveted white. I love a white shadow for highlighting, for diffusing anything. Then I have my warm row, and then I have my cool row. And a lot of times I can, or I will, kind of mix the cool and warm together to get something that I'm looking for. But I just find it's so easy. This black is black. You can use it as eyeliner. You can use it to deepen up anything, but it's perfect. You can barely see if I did anything to it because you just need that little of it. But this palette, easy, go to, can do a full look or can help you with a look you already have going. I will always have this palette. My next palette is from Anastasia. It is their Narvina palette. I love this color palette. I don't even know what the name of the palette's actually called. It has the olive cover. But when you open it up, this is Lindsay. This is me. This is me, everything in a palette. I love this palette. I love the tones. I love the color. I love this pop of purple. I love olive green. You can even ask my mom anytime I buy anything. I was like, oh, I got a new shirt. She's like, let me guess, olive green. I'm like, yes, olive green, of course. But the shimmers, they're so soft. They're so pigmented. I can do so much with this palette. I can do a cooler look. I can do a warmer look. I can just throw my eyeshadow, a bronzer and a blush in my crease and use especially this color, Lily. Not Lily. L-I-L-I. Sometimes I don't know the names of these eyeshadows. I don't care. It's beautiful. I love it. I love this palette so much, and it has that nice highlight color that my Viseart palette had. I just love it so much. In this darker color, Muse, it is not a matte. It does have a little bit of a satin to it. There's a little bit of a glimmer, but I can use that to deepen up any look, and it's so smooth. This is one of their best palettes by far. My next palette is from Huda Beauty. It is my Pretty Grunge palette. I love a grungy eye. I love that cool, smoky, lived in, not perfect eye. I did a look with this palette as one of my first Instagram kind of tutorial looks. I did it with this palette and I love it. I love this palette so much. I did incorporate some other Super Shock shadows to bring like a green or whatever to match the shirt I was wearing. But this palette, I also love. I love that it has this rosy color scheme over here, but it has the coolness. It has this cream. And none of these palettes that I'm mentioning are new. I am new at this whole YouTube, Instagram thing, so everything I own, I bought myself, of course. I'm not going out and buying palettes constantly because I try to keep everything in one area. So when I really like a palette, really love it, I will go out and I'll get it and I will use it. And I will use it constantly. But this also has that beautiful cream matte, the beautiful different textures, shimmers. Oh, I love that color. It has like a, God, where is it? There. It's just beautiful. I love putting that on the eye, that nice sparkle. I'll put that on like over a shadow and just give it a light diffusing, looks like a scattered light eye. It's a beautiful palette, but still has edge to it. Hence the name Pretty Grunge. But yeah, it's great. Oh, Hope. Hope, by far, favorite color. I could throw and pack this all over the eye, put it on lightly, or pack it on, like I said, and just throw a shimmer on top. Or don't put anything on top at all. And just smoke it out under my lash line, and it's such a beautiful look. That is my all-time favorite color in there. All-time favorite color. My next palette is the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. This is my first Natasha Denona palette that I ever bought, and so far the only one I bought. It is pricey, and like I said, you know, this is all out of my own money, and I have to be very selective when I buy because, you know, makeup's expensive, and I would love to try a whole bunch of stuff, but you gotta make the right decisions for you. So I did it. I bought this palette. I did use my Ulta points and Ulta money, and I got it, and I love it. And I know this was in a lot of people's that I followed, their top palettes of the year. And yeah, I can completely understand why. I use this palette for everyday, easy, go-to looks, or something where I can really smoke it out with this color, or make it cooler with Tinder. But the main shadows I also love in here are these like wet shadows. Mia and Sheen is the wet eyeshadows. They just give you, where is it? They just disappeared in my skin. But it's that wet looking eyeshadow palette. I know Makeup by Mario has those formulas. Then it's almost like the Moon Dust, Urban Decay, Space Cowboy look. But to have this into a palette is my favorite because I love a glitter on the eye, obviously. I love that just extra it gives any look, and I love their formula for this. But also, this color right here is beautiful. I love it. I love it so much. I love it putting it all over the lid. Some days I don't feel like doing a full look or doing something extravagant, so those all over one and done shadows, having one in each palette is really helpful for me. Sometimes I am just in a rush, and a super rush, and I just want to look nice for the day, and that's it. And this palette is, of course, a beautiful nude palette. I do wish the new one that came out, I Need a Warm, had that sparkle diamond shadow in it. I think that would have been perfect. I still might get the palette. It's just, I want to swatch it in person. Every time I go to try to swatch it, either it's not on display or it is wrecked. And I know I'm not going to get what the palette truly is. So I kind of cheated on my last one because you know, honestly, I don't have a ton of high-end palettes. I have a nice mix. I have a nice mix of high-end and low-end, and a lot of palettes I do get, I try to get them on sale or use points, whatever I can do to help myself out. But let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is number 5. It's 2 palettes, but I'm considering this one because each palette is not available anymore. These are limited edition palettes. She comes out with these once a year, and I missed the last 2. I should have gotten the one from last year, 2023. I still kick myself, but every time if it does pop up available, it is really hard to hit that buy button at the price it is. But God, these I just love this makeup artist. I love the formula. I think she's an amazing person, and I think she's just an amazing artist. It is the Natasha Denona palettes. I love these so much. So we've been stationed, we're military, stationed in Florida a lot, and so of course we always have to evacuate. And I understand it's just makeup, but makeup makes me so happy. It's just something for me. And every time I evacuate, I have my couple like regular things that I use every day and I love that I take with me. But a lot of these I can repurchase, but I can't repurchase these. And I love them so much. This is the first one she came out with that wasn't just the highlighter palette. Lightworks Volume 3. I think this was it. Yeah. This one came out, and I love it. These look white, but they are an iridescent color. So the one I just swatched is Golden Eclipse. I'm not gonna be able to catch the light, but it does have a golden color. Then they have a pink one that's strawberry. This one is spring. It's green, and then blue moon. She does have one glitter shadow on here in these creams. Unfortunately, you can't get this palette anymore. That's why it goes with me on evacuations. And I wrap these up so good. I don't let the movers move my makeup every time we move. Just because I know a lot of this stuff has to be in cooler areas, or I love my makeup. So I pack it myself. And these 2 palettes, I make sure I double bubble wrap them. So I have this palette, which I love. And these are great. This and this, match made in heaven. Everything I need to make a full, complete look. And then this, everything I need to make it awesome and dynamic and just interesting. I do always suggest with these, they are so creamy and smooth, use a eyeshadow primer. I just use the Milani one, and it works perfectly. It keeps that color on your eye. It keeps it from creasing, keeps it from doing anything. I do have a hooded eye, so I am prone to creasing. So whatever I can do to make this last all day, me working on the floor at a salon, is the best. Then she has number 4. And this one, I have 2 shades in here. I have a couple shades in here. I don't use that much. I'm not that adventurous. I need to really try them. I do. So we have the beautiful regular cream shadows with some glitter here. This is just a beautiful, it's called Angel, like sparkle glitter. And then these are water activated. This one, I don't know what happened to this one, but it's in a deeper pan. Can you see? You drop some water in there and you activate it with a brush, and you can use it as liner or all over your eye. These are her like flex. They usually come in a little puck, not a puck, but something with a well. almost something like this, but it's a cream and it's flaky. It's beautiful. I don't use that one as much. I have to say I'm always a little intimidated by the middle row, but these, amazing. These greens, my favorite. Oh, Nirvana. Love Nirvana. Love the band. But besides that, oh, this one, the shifts on these are amazing. So my mom bought me this first one as a Christmas birthday gift. My birthday is 6 days before Christmas. So she bought it for me and she's like, you're crazy. This eyeshadow palette's so expensive, but I'll get it for you. It's 2 gifts in one. And she didn't understand until she came to my house for Christmas and I opened it. Of course, out in tears. I was so excited. And I had her touch it. And I had her swatch Danessa's formula. And she's like, I get it. And if my mom, who's not really a makeup person, she's like, I get it. It's beautiful. I understand. Then I know these are special. Shoot, everything from Danessa I find is special. But that is my top 5 higher end eyeshadow palettes that I love and I use a lot. So I'm going to try to do a video on my lower end eyeshadow palettes I love. I had to make sure a couple of them are still available. Now I know that the 2 Danessa ones aren't available anymore, but she comes out with one every year of a different look. The last one with 2024, she had magnetic pans and you can move them. I mean, it was the most innovative packaging I've ever seen. And still I had a hard time hitting buy just because I already have these 2 palettes and I have limited space. So I have to be selective, but those you can kind of get every year, her formula, but I gotta make sure my lower ends that those eyeshadow palettes are still available. I don't know if you can hear my cat in the background. And then I will record that, edit, and post. But thank you so much again for stopping by. I hope you have a beautiful day and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. Bye.